Jay-Z takes a major league L from Dame Dash. Oh boy. This is Fresh Hip-Hop Opinion with your guy Alize. Don't forget to subscribe. So yes, some news that Jay-Z definitely won't be liking. I'll give you the backstory real quick. Dame Dash lost a defamation case to a film producer not too long ago, and he was ordered to pay something crazy, like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, to this individual. Now obviously Dame doesn't have the money, so the judge ordered him to sell a third of his ownership in Rockefeller Inc. So Dame in late August was due to have an auction, and the starting price was in the early millions. Dame was promoting it on his network America New, but as the auction date was coming up, Jay-Z and his legal team decided to put out a statement to try and devalue the auction. Man, that's some hating move. They were warning potential buyers that Jay-Z will eventually own what they're about to buy in a matter of a couple years. Basically trying to put them off buying it. Obviously Dame came out with his own statements. Wasn't too happy with that, of course. But there's been a development, people, and I'll let Dame explain. Check it out.
I know a lot's going on, but something was filed in the court on Friday that my lawyer brought to my attention, and I was really surprised that TMZ and that the Breakfast Club and Earn Your Leisure haven't spoken about this yet. But to me, this is something that's very relevant. So this was filed by New York State, not me. Jay-Z's statements to the press have poisoned the environment for the auction. He has claimed that he has a termination right under the Copyright Act and that the rights of reasonable doubt will revert to him in 6 years. In fact, he has no such termination right, and RAF is entitled to renewal term, which is now 67 years, meaning it will own the copyrights until the year 2098. Not 7 or 6 years like everyone was promoting, but till 2098, another 100 years, at least. In other words, the highest possible auction price could be more than 10 times higher than it is likely now. Given Jay-Z and RAF's actions, RAF is complicit by its inaction in pushing back such false statement. So that was filed by the state, and that means that, in fact, Homeboy does not get his rights back completely in 6 years or 7 years or whatever was promoted. So every single person that took the time to promote, why would you buy it if you only get it for 5-6 years? Everyone that took the time to repost TMZ, Earn Your Leisure, Breakfast Club, whoever else was talking it, please correct your statement and repost this and let it be known that reasonable doubt, the rights stay with Rockefeller Inc. for the next 100 years. And it said it should be worth 10 times more. So if that was an issue with you before, it should not be now. And again, we'll see who promotes it, because you promoted the other side, which was not true. But in this moment, we still for sale. This chain is still available. I launched America New. No one else showed up with a network. And this dude, Steve Stoute, is lying through his teeth ridiculously, talking about I might have ran from his punk, which is hilarious to me, in front of my girl Raquel. And that, I smacked him, but I was around 10 other people, but that was a lie. Jay-Z was in the room, and Jay-Z couldn't do shit. Ask about that. Steve Stoute, stop lying. Whoever's telling you to talk about me all day long, tell them, why don't you just leave him alone? Let me get over, let me just heal. Okay, he smacked me for him in front of his son. I'll tell you that whole story later as well. But now you talking it, you popping it, I gotta talk about it. Holla back.
Yeah, fam. Dame would also put this in the caption. The state of NY has stepped in and filed the following to the courts. Jay-Z's statements to the press have poisoned the environment for the auction. He has claimed that he has a termination right under the Copyright Act, and the rights to reasonable doubt will revert to him in 6 years. In fact, he has no such termination right, and RAF is entitled to the renewal term, which is now 67 years, meaning it will own the copyright rights until the year 2098. In other words, the highest possible auction price could be more than 10 times higher than is likely now, given Jay-Z's and RAF's actions. RAF is complicit by its inaction in pushing back against such false statements. Let's see if y'all talk about that. And he's called out the big ones, TMZ, Earn Your Leisure and them. He even had one more shot at Steve Stoute, saying, "Steve Stoute, keep my name out your mouth and stop lying. Drop your network. And your man Jay-Z was in the room when I slapped the ish out of you. And he did nothing." But we talk about that later. Hashtag CEO war. And Dame went Tupac on them. Took no prisoners. Called them all out. But in a nutshell, what we all thought, that Jay-Z would get the rights to reasonable doubt in just a matter of a few years, apparently is not gonna happen. Which is the first time I've heard of this. Normally, an artist gets their masters and rights to the album after 30 years. But I don't know, this is some legal stuff, maybe it's above my head, not gonna lie. I can see this really getting into some real deep legal action, because Jay-Z clearly is a petty guy and really wants the rights to what he wants. And he's got the legal team, he's got the money, and I think there's a bit of bad blood between these two. And Steve Stoute, well, we all know Dame and Steve Stoute don't get along. I can see that narrative carrying on as well. But that's just my opinion. I want to know yours. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. This is Fresh Hiphop Opinion. Peace and love.